you guys think of what did you think of the performance of the coaches? How did you guys think you performed?
Where we're young, we're young. We got some guys that, if you look at the spots that we're struggling, there's reasons for it. Right off the bat, probably our two best guys, and besides Kilgore, are Tyler Small and Ian Miller, and we decided to redshirt them, and that was a coaching decision. It was a personal growth decision on those two guys. We believe that they needed that year so that their future would be better, and everyone being here, everyone wanted us to wrestle both those guys with Dustin because who knows what could have happened. And one of the things, all the decisions I make, I feel they're best for our program, not only this year but down the road. And people that have seen Ian Miller wrestle and people that know Tyler Small know that they have the ability to go to the national tournament and win and advance throughout the tournament. So we just wanted to put them in the position that would individually give them the best opportunity to win. And we didn't think it was this year. We're hoping that next year it happens. People, I don't know if they're confused about our team, but I think we've got a pretty good future. If you look at the guys we have on our team, we're losing 5 guys, but I think we've got 5 guys to replace those waiting, just by simple, just like I said, I know who they are. So I'm happy where we're at with the guys we have right now. Stevie's wrestling as good as he has been in his entire life. He wrestled Garnett to a very, very exciting overtime match at the Virginia Duels. That might have been his last loss, maybe, that I can recall. He's wrestling great. Mac is a freshman, and he was literally redshirting until about, I think it was January when we pulled him out. So here's a kid that since January he's done everything we've asked, and he's come on. He's got some really good wins. Sam Wheeler and is the guy that I think deserves to be at the national tournament. I'm hoping he's done enough work so he brings a spot to the conference. Caleb Marsh, not many people know about him. He had a slow start. He didn't wrestle his first 2 tournaments because he had a bad knee. First tournament he went to, he won, which was the West Virginia, or the Army, the Navy Classic. Yeah, Navy Classic. Our whole team didn't wrestle very well at Vegas, but since then he's done a very, very good job for us. He's a guy that I'm hoping he can figure out a way to get to the national tournament. I think the way it works out, Marsh and our Kilgore and Newberg already have spots, or will bring spots, so I think we're in good shape there. And the other guy is Keith Witt. He's always figured out a way to get to the national tournament. Last year he had a winners conference. He did that. 2 years ago when he was at 74, he had upset 2 guys. He did that to get to the national tournament. He's one of those guys that the way he wrestles is a little bit different, but if he were to go there and upset someone to get himself a trip to the national tournament, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. So we got a lot of very good guys that have a lot of talent, and we got a lot of young guys that are coming on at the right time.
Did it feel good that your guys didn't melt against Oklahoma State?
Like I said, you said 3 matches after, or you had 1 match after Mac won. I felt that we had a chance to win 4 matches with Casey wrestling. Casey just ran out of gas. He hasn't felt the best, and he was up going in the 3rd period, and he just ran out of gas, and that's something we can work on. That's a good thing. It's a conditioning thing which we can work on. Dustin's Dustin, but our guys fought very, very hard against the #1 team in the country, and everyone's asking me, was that what you expected? You're wrestling the best team in the country. I didn't know what to expect. I knew that what Dustin would do, but besides that, I didn't know what would happen. But if you watch the first 2 matches, I think we were in better shape than them. I thought those 2 guys came out and wrestled very, very hard, and I don't think Stevie's was an upset, but Max was an upset, and hopefully that was a match that got him to the national tournament because he was around that 28-30 cusp as far as being ranking. His RPI is pretty high, so this will help him in those 2 categories at least, which will hopefully bring a spot once again to the conference.
One guy in particular that we've talked about a few times, Caleb Marsh. Seems like it's always the same story every time he steps on the mat. He has the intensity and he has that drive, but he seems like he has a hard time finding opportunities.
Well, he wrestled the guy who was in the finals 2 years ago, so it isn't like he lost to a guy that was in the national finals 2 years ago 3-1. So it wasn't. Caleb's he's a young kid. He's learning. This is really his first full year he's ever wrestled in Division 1. So I was happy with this performance. He fought him. Who did he wrestle? Caldwell's a buddy of Dustin's. Caldwell was just knowing. He goes, Caleb is the strongest kid he's ever wrestled. And, like I said, he's young. He's trying to figure it out. That's a match that actually gave him confidence. And it was a loss, but I don't think if you sit down with Caleb and watch it on film, he had opportunities to win. And just knowing that he wrestled that close to a guy that's been in the national finals is a good. It's good for him, and it'll give him the confidence he needs to go to the MAC and say, listen, if I only lost this guy 3-1, I can beat the guys in the conference. and that's what he's gonna have to do to get us to go to the national tournament. So I don't look at it as him being close, or he fought hard. He's trying to. It's late in the year. He's trying to figure out ways to win, and he fought someone pretty hard. So I'm happy with his performance.
What do you do the next 2 weeks?
Well, we're going to give him a few days off. This is probably the weirdest January we've had, or January/February we've had. So we're going to give him a few days off here. I think we practice on Thursday, and then we practice on Wednesday, giving him Thursday off, giving him Friday off, and then coming back over the weekends. Weekends are a great time to practice just because there's nothing on those days, so they can rest. We have a good practice. They get the rest of the day. We're going to try to stimulate matches as much as possible. You don't want to hurt guys. You want them going into the conference room feeling excited and fresh and mentally positive about their experience so far, so they can have a chance to beat a guy maybe they shouldn't. But I think we've done a really good job of controlling our practices and our workouts and our training, where we'll pick it up when we have to, and we'll give our guys breaks when they need it too.
Was it like having two legendary athletes/coaches, Barry Davis, Wisconsin, world, Olympic silver medalist, two-time Olympic gold medalist John Smith, in this Olympic movement, last 5 days of whirlwind, cutting the Olympics from the 2020 Olympics, wrestling from the Olympics? What's it like having those guys in your gym?
Like I said, it's great to have those type of teams in our gym on a Sunday. It's great for the sport. It's great for a program like Kent State University. It's just, like I said, it's exciting having them there. You got to see why Oklahoma State's the #1 team in the country, and I think we wrestled Edinburgh last week to a pretty darn close match. They're the 15th ranked team. I think we're somewhere in there. We're a team that's actually starting to come around, and we're starting to peak, and I'm really excited about the conference tournament in 3 weeks and about the national tournament. I think we got some guys that can score a lot of points there, in my opinion. As far as having those guys there, like I said, it's bottom like does it. It's wrestling. They're coaches like I coach. It seems like they get a lot of the calls that I don't get, which I get intense when that happens. My thing's,
It's bizarre today with the legal hold call.
Yeah, I think Barry Davis called that from he made the call and he talked the refs into it, and I'm not one of those guys that go down quietly, and they can warn me all they want. They can take points at that point. It's just very frustrating to me because it happened in the Oklahoma match too. Or Oklahoma State, we wrestled Oklahoma State, that John Smith said something to the ref. Next thing they're changing things, and my thing is call it the way it is. Don't call it because that coach thinks it's a certain way, and it seems like whenever I want to call a call, they go the opposite way. So it is what it is, and it's probably just me that I just take it a little personal. So get a little excited about it too.
Coach, you said you didn't know what to expect going against Oklahoma State, but are you surprised you took it to Wisconsin the way you did?
I think we're a team anywhere from 15 to 20. I was actually hoping to wrestle Northern Iowa because they're in our conference now and they're ranked up there, and I think we're better than them. Because that's my opinion. The funny thing is you pull up the MAC rankings, and Missouri's ahead of us, Central's ahead of us, Ohio University's ahead of us, Buffalo's ahead of us, and I just sit there and, like I said, I know what my team is. I know, I look at guys that are ranked ahead of my guys, and my guys beating those guys. So it's one of those things where, I don't. We'll get to settle it in a one-day event for the MAC tournament. As far as I thought we could beat Wisconsin. I thought we could beat Northern Iowa. I thought we were the second best team here when I saw the pairings back in 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and I feel that way right now. Like I said, we'll get to see Northern Iowa, so we'll get to figure out who does better at the MAC tournament. But I believe we're still anywhere from 20 to 15. And anyway, like I said, any given day, some of those teams could beat other teams. But we're definitely a top 20 team. I don't think we're in the rankings. Maybe after this win we will be, but we'll see. Like I said, at this point, I don't even know if it matters. I'm just excited. I'm really excited about 5 or 6 guys. I think they can go to the national tournament and they can score a lot of points. And let's see where we end at the end of the year.
And for the MAC tournament, are you expecting to go there and win?
To win would be a very, very challenging thing for us. But at the same sense, anything can happen. Sam Wheeler's at a weight class that he could win. It takes about 3 guys to win the tournament, and you'll put yourself in a position to win this. I think Sam Wheeler can win. I think that Marsh's weight is kind of wide open. I think Dustin will do what Dustin will do. I think Stevie, they have him down as the 4th best guy in the conference. I think he's second, third. He lost to the 3rd-ranked kid, but it was a very close match that could have won either way, in my opinion. He gets in the finals. Who knows what can happen there? Mac is wrestling way better than he's. I don't think he's even ranked in the conference right now, and he just beat the 6th-ranked guy in the country. So he's figuring it out, and he's a young kid that he doesn't know any better. The only thing he knows how to do is win. He's won his whole life, and hopefully no one tells him from now until the MAC tournament that he's not supposed to win there, because a guy like that just goes in there with confidence and who knows what can happen. you are ending that. Put that back on. I want to say something about Dustin.
What?
I want to say something about Dustin.
Okay, Jeez,
Oh no, I saw you
Russ?
one of them. Well, Dustin, having him in our gym. I like I said it, and I'll say it again. I don't know, name a better athlete in the history of Kent State University to leave here. You're talking about a guy that has already won one national championship, could win another one, or should win another one. If he didn't, I'll be surprised. So we're gonna have literally maybe one of the greatest wrestlers in Northeast Ohio, and also one of the best athletes in the history of Ohio to leave this area. And it was great having him. It was great having him in this gym in this event this week, and we're gonna miss him. And hopefully, like I said, we can get him back to a lot of events and reward him and get his single hung in the Mac Center here for being, like I said, the greatest wrestler, greatest athlete ever to leave the school.